Hi guys, my name is Lelasophia. I am an artist and fine jewelry designer. If you like contemporary fine jewelry, if you like luxury handbags, all things interiors, then I have some fun videos for you. You guys, okay, some of my dear friends here have asked me to do more content on my Hermès vintage Kelly, which I will show you in 1 second. Of course, my baby girl, Prince, my first and actually at this moment only Hermès bag. She is truly, I don't know, it's just so me and it's also so unlike me. You can see, even if you guys are new here from the background, this is kind of like my one-off colorful, cool, chic bag. And long story short, I love her. I have many videos kind of dedicated in my channel, but I thought, why don't we do like some of my favorite parts about this bag, some of my not parts that would ever be like an unfavorite, but something that, you know, maybe a con or two. And then I do, you know, have a little mini wish list. What pieces from Hermès do I want to collect next? First and foremost, if you guys are new here, thank you so much for tuning in. I can't wait to see you in all of my future videos. Make sure that you like this video, subscribe to my channel, follow me on Instagram at lelasophia jewelry. I put out videos every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday, and so I cannot wait to see you guys in the next one. Okay, so let's give her some airtime, okay? First of all, welcome. This is my Hermès vintage Kelly from 1987 in the color Blue Marine, which is now known as Navy, I believe, in box calf, which might be a theme of this video because I am obsessed with box calf leather. I honestly don't know, like, we'll get into that in my wish list, but I think I really would primarily maybe want to only own Hermès bags in box calf. I just feel like it's such a vibe. We know me, again, if you know my collection, I guess my Signet bag is suede, but a lot of my bags are like really smooth, buttery leather. I don't know, something about smooth leather. I think most people, maybe not most people, but I don't know, myself for sure included, I love smooth leather. Something about Hermès box calf, we just know. She's hardy, yet soft, and it really holds its shape, but it also becomes really slouchy, and that's really cool. It's the juxtapositions for me. And I just feel like in my soul, I just knew that a Kelly was gonna be my first Hermès bag, and last year I was turning 30. You know, I treated myself, long story short. And I got this bag on eBay, thank you to another one of my dear friends, thank you. Because on my last video, I kind of, not accidentally, but not on purpose, like, somewhere in between, I said that Vestiaire, Collective, and The Real Real were my favorite go-to pre-loved sites. I didn't like intentionally leave out eBay, but I think with the influx of, I don't know, maybe it's just because I love the row and so I'm mainly searching like the row bags and whatnot. There are just so many more, you know, duplicates, replicas, fakes on eBay than I think I've seen in a really long time. But I got this beauty from eBay. I got it from, of course, you know, long story, what all of your favorite creators say, from a Japanese reseller, because if you don't know, the market in Japan is elite. Obviously, I mean, now it's hard to say that there are so many incredible resale, vintage, whatever sites in many different countries. Some of them kind of specialize in certain countries. You know, it's been long known that Japan just has some of the most incredible stock, because I'm sure for several reasons, which honestly you guys can totally school me down below. I'm not, you know, clearly this is my first, but I'm also a Virgo. So I tried to do as much research as possible, but essentially Japan is extraordinarily strict when it comes to fakes and replicas. And so you really, again, today is a different day. You know, the world today is a little crazy, but essentially, especially if you're buying from one of the really well-known ones, which mine was from, even though I got it online, I'm sure they have an in-person store. You're like, it's not guaranteed that it's gonna be 100%, but you probably have a better chance of getting an authentic, actual Hermès bag from a really well-known, reputable Japanese reseller than you do, you know, just like in your random pop-in consignment store, if that makes sense, because I don't want to compare it to any of the amazing consignment stores that are popping up everywhere, really. I think the most, I actually have two really unexpected points which I think would help, especially if you're watching this video, considering maybe your first Kelly bag. Which is so funny because now I know it's like the trending color, so now of course I'm happy that I didn't go for this. Again, if you're new, the most me sentence in the whole world. I, for so long, might still, stay tuned, it might still be on my list, but for so long I was like, duh, a burgundy Kelly will be my first Kelly. I just knew that in my soul. I wear all black all the time. I only have one black bag from the row in my entire collection of like 30 plus bags. So I knew like that could have been a vibe. It would have been such a vibe, honestly, to have a black Kelly. And all of my other bags, not all, we know me, but I'd say 99, right? 99% of the rest of my bags are all brown. So I was like, burgundy, it's such a vibe. It's so cool. Literally, I had a bag. I told the story before, sorry for repeating myself, but I had a bag that I was like, oh my God, this is the one. It was amazing. It was right around Christmas, so like a year and a half ago. It was perfect timing. Literally, this is like, it was the month I was like, okay, we're gonna go for it. We're gonna treat ourselves in anticipation of my 30th birthday, to be really honest. And then, again, in my Virgo self, I have probably watched, like, honestly, this is embarrassing. I probably at this point have watched hundreds of Hermès Kelly reviews, whatnot on YouTube, of course, because duh, obviously we're here, we love it so much. And then I was saying to myself, the bag that I was looking at that was like same exact price as this one that ended up being my perfect one, the red, it was in, I actually can't remember if it was Rouge Ash or one of the more burgundy toned reds, but it was in Cellier. And I all of a sudden had a light bulb moment. Like I thought for sure I wanted a Cellier bag. And then I was like, no, I want to wear this bag. And not that you can't wear a Cellier bag, obviously, first and foremost. Let's get that straight. But I just was like, I want to me-ify up this bag. And I am so happy. Literally, like, another couple weeks went by. That bag still hadn't sold. It was kind of crazy. Also, I think it was, like, a little bit before. I had good timing. Sometimes you just have to trust timing. I have no idea why I had good timing, but I swear I'm just very grateful. Because it was kind of before the whole quiet luxury thing, not knocking quiet luxury. We know I kind of love quiet luxury, but before the craze, before a lot of celebrities started busting out cool, old, beaten up vintage Hermès bags. And so I just had really good timing, I think, to be really honest. So I don't give myself all that much credit. And I was really umming and awing. I was about to get the burgundy one. This one popped up and it changed the entire game. Like my dearest, there's only like a couple people who I send bags to like of this level when I'm like, okay, I need your help. It was like my mom and one of my best friends, Bryant, who's like in the fashion industry. He's the coolest person ever. I'm hoping to have him on this channel. You know, future thing, but I'm really trying. Anyways, and all of a sudden they were like, oh yeah, no, get the burgundy. This popped up and everybody was like, I think this is a game changer, go for it. And I was like, really? Anyways, yes, I'm telling a story for the 1000th time. Long story short, I went for it. And I couldn't be happier. Right now, she has the cutest little spot on top of my little antique dresser that I keep all my bags in. I really love it. I've been joking that it's more of like an art piece because I have like a very fake looking orchid stem that I put in it. It's kind of just a vibe. As we can see, she definitely has some scratches on the front. And I think she has, I'm looking, yes. I'm really debating telling this story or not, but am I about to tell the story? I don't know. Long story short, she had a fall because I had a fall. It's New York City. I didn't have a fall. I was literally hit by an electric bike the 2 days before 2024 in like December 30th. I kid you not. And I was wearing her. And so she definitely took a fall with me. This little scratch right here is our battle scar. And I'm very grateful for it because I'm okay. And so it's a good reminder that we're okay. We made it through. My dog is okay. We're all okay. Just have major chiropractic bills. That's all. But long story short, she wouldn't have such big scratches if I didn't live in New York City and didn't, you know, have the craziness of traffic and all. But this is really the biggest scratch. And then I can't remember. I guess this might be from it too, because there definitely are, yeah, there we go. There are some scratches in the front as well. So, you know, it's her battle scar. It's my battle scar. It's all good. I'm one of those that really like anything that happens. I always look at the positive thing that I could take of it, even if it's just like resting. And again, I kind of can't believe that I told that story, but anyways, she scratches, of course, yes, but like with force. Like I have pointy nails and this is all good. You can do this all day. There we go. A little ASMR for everybody. You can do this all day. She's fine. It's totally fine. And I got this knowing that this was going to be a beater bag, and it doesn't look like a beater bag. We are in no way reaching Mary-Kate Olsen territory yet. Like, look at I'm sorry guys, but look at the corners. Are you kidding me? They're beautiful. They're perfect. The interesting thing, the things that I would want to know had I been in the market for my first Kelly, I kind of really bounce back and forth between wearing her open or wearing her not, like this is right now, because I have my little Lelasophia jewelry charm here. For those of you guys who are new, I'm a fine jewelry designer, and so this is our first and like my favorite, obviously, I guess, bag charm that we have. It's just like it's the core collection bag charm, so it's all the like quintessential me things. And so when it's on here, it's actually just like so easy to kind of, you know, keep open, keep the flap open. And it really does, because she's vintage, she gets that like little, I don't even know what this would be called. It's almost like a bottleneck, yeah. A little bit. Does that make any sense? I'm not sure. But I will wear it either with the bag charm here, or I'll put the bag charm on one of the corners or next to my little vintage Hermès cadena. I've heard people say it both ways. But it's like, it is so much easier to open and close than I think people give credit for. And I never, like, unless I was traveling with it, which I guess actually last year I went to Canada with my family and I traveled with it. So for some reason we were like moving hotels or doing something like a little bit, I don't even know what we were doing. I'm not sure if I did this even once, but it's nice to have the option to put the sangles on so that it's super secure. But just like closing the flap, I'll show you guys obviously because this is why you're here. So taking the charm off briefly and just having it like, that took 0.2 seconds, right? Like that is so easy, I swear. And then how cute, you can either put the charm over it, and that's also not like the craziest thing in the world to just like pop the charm on and off and then you're super secure. But I don't know, there's something about the way that a Kelly looks when it's like open and floppy and very casual that I just love it. I probably loved it first on other people, and you know, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, right? So, you know, I probably just copied the way that other people wear it. The only con, which I'm not, okay, disclaimer, I love the way that it slouches. I know a lot of people would put in a bag organizer. I actually don't like that look. It looks too proper for me. And the second you put more than one thing in it, it really kind of just like relaxes in shape and doesn't get this real tightness that's happening right now. And she's standing up straight, so like, I don't know, in my opinion, who cares? The only thing ever since I saw, which I've talked about this video also because Paloma Alcesser is my favorite model, human person ever of all time, artist, amazing, beautiful woman. You know, she's incredible, plus size woman, you know, we have a connection there. During one of her What's in My Bag videos, I think there are several, she busted out her bag, which is like, is it a tricolor or are there 4 colors? I don't know. It's the coolest Cellier Kelly multicolor. Oh my God, it's amazing. And the handle like completely flopped down and I was like, oh my God, I didn't even realize that could happen. And we know me, if you've seen some of my original videos on this, I do have, which I think is inside, but I have a lighter Prada strap that I put on here sometimes. Because again, it's New York City. Like literally this bag could have gone flying had I not been carrying her crossbody in December. Some things are meant to be, thank God I had that. And then the springtime, I've been like, I don't really want to carry it with a strap anymore. I took the strap off and this did get definitely a little looser. Somebody must have never worn this bag before me. Like it's kind of unimaginable. So I'm gonna go ahead and say the only con, which I know I can get fixed, or not fixed, but I know I can get remedied. Maybe one day I'd want to have the second D-ring put on because that is possibly my only con. Now I am afraid to hook on another little crossbody bag strap. That's the only thing. And you know, again, because I know it will be like several $1,000s to do this and do what I really want to do, which would be to get the matching strap, like custom lengthed, I don't know if that's a phrase, to my body, but custom measured to my body because obviously I'm tall, I'm plus size, I'm larger, I have a larger chest. If I had a strap that I could like, oh my God, even if I had two, if I had one that I could wear as a shoulder with like a little shorter and one that I could crossbody, that would be this, oh my gosh, I would be so happy. But one day, for now, she doesn't need it. It's such a vibe to carry her top handle. And then onto my little mini wish list because honestly, of course I have some like fantastical items that I would want from Hermès, but this is gonna be a realistic wish list. I've talked about my fantasy wish list before, so again, I'll try not to repeat, but essentially, honestly, I think I'm pretty good. Like, you guys know that I did sell my Hermès Her bag, which I love the look of. I know people who love that bag, love that bag. Mary, you are one of them. And so if anybody's interested, Mary has, I'm sure, several videos on her bag. I just got also the vintage kind. And so maybe that was my mistake. Not that it's vintage because we know I love vintage, but it was really, really wide. And it's like, I don't know. It just didn't work for my lifestyle for what I wanted it for. Not that that's put me off of any vintage Hermès. I think I just have realized that honestly, I was like, why don't I have a brown Kelly in my sea of brown bags? I think that probably that could be like my 3rd or 4th Hermès bag because I feel like I want them to maybe be a little bit special. Of course, on my fantasy wish list, just to, I guess, say what I was not going to say. Of course, I would want like a vintage lizard beaten up Hermès Kelly vintage, obviously, in like a brown green. Yes, I have seen several of those, and so I'm picturing it now. Of course, that would be like my holy grail bag. But other than that, I actually have a vintage lizard bag, almost antique actually, that I love so much, and I like the idea of my Hermès bags being the more special ones maybe for right now. Not to discount, you know, I love each and every one of my pieces. I'm already going off on too many tangents. Okay, essentially, I think that despite how crazy it sounds for me, I think I would maybe just want to tick off a 25 or a 28. I'm not sure, because honestly, I probably would like a 28. Not sure if it's worth it, if it's that small of a difference, but then I'm like, ooh, would a 25 be perfect? I'm not so sure. What I do know is that there absolutely is a burgundy vintage Kelly 28 that I have had saved on my vest, yet nobody's purchased it yet, which is so crazy to me. I do stare at her sometimes, you know, if that ever happens, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if I were you. And honestly, of course, we already know I would love a Kelly pochette or a Kelly cut. Those again are a little bit more, they're not like so fanciful, but just the way that they're so difficult to get. And then if you don't get offered them in store, then how expensive they are to get on the resale market. That would be like, you know, if I get married one day, or if that's like a more momentous occasion, really fun thing to happen, or if it's just a unicorn, like you got an offer. So that's kind of, I've talked about those enough. But I think it might not be 2025. It might have to be 2026. We'll see, but I think a Birkin should join our family at some time soon. Thing would be, I think it would be fun to stick to like really kind of not me color. They're still not like quirky or crazy or anything at all colors in the Kelly, but I just want a brown Birkin. Okay, I just want the most basic me everyday bag. And yes, I know it's like such a trend, but of course, like I was always wanting to have a Birkin to just beat up, wear constantly. Such a vibe. I honestly might want a 40, but I think a 35 is like, would probably be the smarter thing to do, because then you could actually like wear it. And then I'm like, ooh, should I even say this yet? But there are so many really, really cool, like kind of unnamed, or like they have random little names, completely unknown vintage Hermès bags that like nobody knows about. Nobody would know that it's a vintage Hermès bag, but I have one, which I was like, I really kind of want it. I did just get one of my Wishlist bags, my Celine clasp bag, and so that was like, I'm so happy to have ticked that off. But you know, if I happen to sell another bag, or happen to just get it for the right price or something, there is one that I have my eye on that's like a brown box calf leather, just like unnamed, like I don't know if they have names or anything specific, but just like a random Hermès style that people would probably just call a grandma bag. That is kind of like, that's like almost next on my list, to be honest. You guys, that has been my little very random, you know, conjoined video, my overview, my thoughts, my loves of my Hermès Vintage Kelly, and also my mini, hopefully realistic, but maybe not realistic wish list. I can't wait to hear what is on your wish list. Okay, I'm dying. That is the most important part. Thank you as always for watching, and I can't wait to see you in my next one. Bye guys.